Oh man, when it rains, it pours. Whew, so Dogpack 404, the YouTube channel that just threw Mr. Beast under the bus for possibly committing a bunch of crimes and calling him out as a fraud. Now, again, alleged. I don't personally know. But just Occam's razor is a thing we often follow. And I want to tell you, man, he got a cease and desist letter that was quite interesting. Mr. Beast's legal team contacted him with a cease and desist. Mr. Beast's legal team was represented themselves as Satan, the Lord of Darkness. Just let that gestate for a minute there. I'm not a big conspiracy person about Satanism or anything. I'm not suggesting that. I know people will gladly go there. I get that it's probably a great joke. He is Mr. Beast after all. Hella funny. I get it. I can find great humor in a legal team being referred to as Satan, Lord of Darkness. It makes sense with lawyers. The lawyers that I've met have been, well, actually, I've had pretty good experience for a couple of them, and some of them have been absolute dogs. But it begs the question, why are you trying to get a small YouTube channel to cease and desist unless you're really worried that something's going on? He's not taking your content. He's not stealing anything that you did. He's not violating any terms of service or anything like that. He's just saying he worked for you and that you've committed crimes. And when you watch his video, it's very compelling. I'm not a lawyer, but from what I've seen, it seems like he's absolutely violating crimes, if that video is true. Again, these are allegations. But sending out cease and desist letters, man, I'm not saying you're guilty. I'm not saying it's a thing of guilt, but I don't know. It seems a bit shady that someone so large would have such a problem with a small fish creating such a big stir. Why is it a big stir is the other question. Are people seeing this and going, hell, I signed up for a Mr. Beast thing and never heard back, and now they're upset? Why is it so popular? I was interested because the guy had a very compelling argument. Again, I don't have anything to do with Mr. Beast. I've never met him. Didn't really watch his videos. Seen a few. I'm to understand he does a lot of charitable work that apparently, according to Dogpack 404 and a couple other people, are not as charitable as they seem, which is very bad if that's the case. And I hope it's not, for Mr. Beast's sake, because he can go to big boy jail. It's a thing. But it just seems odd to me that you take the time to hunt down a small channel, someone new, unless he's ruffling some feathers in a way that makes you nervous. So again, this is just a thought. We have the legal proceedings here in this country for a reason. You hear cops talk about, if you remain silent, you look guilty. Or if you want a lawyer right away and don't talk to the cops, you look guilty. And that's a cop. That's a cop out from a cop. That's stupid. Detectives are trained, and I know because I know detectives. They go to classes to train you to make yourself incriminated. It's a thing. Don't talk to them if you don't have to. I'm not one of those sovereign citizen people. I believe in law and order, and I believe in respecting law enforcement, for sure. But if you're in legal trouble, you have the right to remain silent for a very good reason. Because anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Now, these are legal allegations that are being made against Mr. Beast. I don't know. I don't have a dog in the fight aside from its good content fodder here. But yeah, man, you look into it yourself and see. It's looking kind of shady. And I'm wondering if it's a snowball effect of everybody else getting caught. Dr. Disrespect, the Chris person that worked for, I don't remember what Chris goes by now, what his girl name is, but whatever they go by now. There's so many people getting caught with shit. We get Moist Critical saying something incredibly weird, borderline bad, maybe more than borderline. I got a TikTok strike for that, posting that video, my YouTube video on TikTok, got a strike from TikTok. First time that's ever happened to me. I don't use it very often, so it's kind of interesting. So I don't know, man. Maybe it's just a snowball effect, and Mr. Beast Jimmy is caught up in the downhill snowball, and he's innocent. So keep that in mind. Let's not get the pitchforks and torches out and go burn down his castle, because we don't know yet. But it is important. These allegations are brought up that they do get investigated by the proper authorities and that the truth comes out. Because if it's true, a lot of people were defrauded, and that's not cool. A lot of those were kids. I remember there was a scammer on TikTok that went up to a young man and his dad at a Target and said, "Hey, I'm with Mr. Beast," and he was not affiliated with Mr. Beast, to clarify, but he went up to the guy, and for content, they tricked the kid into thinking he won a Mr. Beast shopping spree. So they filled their cart, and when they went to the register, these guys just took off and broke the kid's heart. So these kind of things do happen when you have such a following. So there are victims. It's not a victimless crime if it's a crime. Obviously, Mr. Beast wasn't involved in that, and hopefully he's not actually involved in the bigger part of it. But that guy that created that content got so much hate. He was doxxed, he was found out, and people went after him aggressively with death threats and everything. I'm not saying do that. That's not okay. We have law enforcement for a reason. We do have a legal system that does function when it's treated properly. The more we muddy the waters, though, the more questionable it gets. It's not unimportant that a YouTuber did that said, because if you know something and you're blowing the whistle, it's important to get that out. If you work for a company, like I worked for Frito-Lay, they have some absolutely terrible practices, borderline illegal, but they have a legal team you would not believe to make it look as legal as possible. And I know for a fact they violate laws. Come after me, Frito-Lay, you've already lost one suit. I wasn't even part of it, it was class action. Every once in a while, Frito-Lay employees, PepsiCo owns Frito-Lay, they get these random checks in the mail from settlements that Frito-Lay just doesn't want out there, PepsiCo doesn't want out there, because they know they screwed up. But they'll do it until they have to. And it costs them less to just pay out a small sum to everybody at one time than it does to just do the right thing, I guess. So I'm not saying that's the case, but that's what's happening with Mr. Beast or anything like that. I'm just saying that we have these whistleblower laws for a reason, that people should come out and say something. If you see something, say something. We heard that forever. So where is that now? Well, it's right here in front of you with Dog Pack 404 and a few other people that have come out. So let's see where it goes from here, and just watch the train wreck, guys. This is a train wreck sexy year for content creators. Let's just see how it goes. Moo out.